Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Sunday Morning Manager. I'm Sev.
And I'm Hefty Wiggle.
And, well, we're going to start things off with what is quite possibly one of the most embarrassing sights we've had on the National Hockey League since Jason Allison tried to get into a speed skating contest. Yes, the Tampa Bay Lightning, Philadelphia Flyers first period debacle.
Oh, man. What a sight this was. I mean, when you have Tampa Bay breaking out one of the most boring tactics of defensive hockey in history, I mean, that's just, recipe for disaster.
Yeah, quite possibly the only thing worse than what happening on the ice was, of course, behind the bench with our good friend, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning, deciding to say that they're going to play their game and not play Philly's game, which is fine. I mean, that's what you want to do. But when your game isn't necessarily a game, it's just five guys standing around in the neutral zone, well, let's face it, that's not really good for anybody.
Yeah, and I mean, I gotta hand it to Philly. Philly did the right thing in this situation. You break out that kind of dick move, well then, we're not gonna play. Just start playing real hockey and we'll play back. I gotta hand it to Philly in this one.
Oh, absolutely. I was on a lot of different hockey chats over the weekend, and my opinion and the opinion of a lot of other people was this was the Flyers giving a great big middle finger to Tampa Bay for pulling that out, and I think that was directly on behalf of hockey fans everywhere. I mean, think about this too. I mean, just imagine you're a first-time fan going into that building, and your friends have been saying, oh, you've got to go see hockey, it's unbelievable, it's so fast, it's so exciting, and you sit down, and you got your beer, and you got your popcorn, and you're like, all right, let's see if that movie Slapshot was actually accurate, and then it's like, hey guys, I hear there's some women's tennis on, let's go watch that.
You're breaking this out in front of a crowd in Florida who is not inclined to watch hockey anyway.
On a national televised game.
I mean, hockey's already not that popular in the States to begin with, so I mean, you break out tactics like this, do you think you're going to get fans?
No, and the defense, of course, is, hey, it's the coach's job to get wins. Well, yes, it is, but I mean, look, the Tampa Bay Lightning, they were the poster child for expansion success. They were the first expansion team to win a Stanley Cup. These guys should be the selling point for southern markets, and you can't sell it if you're going to play New Jersey Devils hockey.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, who wants a return of the Martin Brodeur New Jersey Devil style?
Yeah,
nobody.
It doesn't work.
James Reimer, where are you?
Call his mom. She'll tell us.
So, yes, James Reimer is missing at least another week of hockey. They say he's getting closer to returning, but no one knows when he's going to be back. Sev, tell us what you think.
I think we're seeing a very elaborate shell game on behalf of the Maple Leafs. Now, they've come out and said that he is concussion-free, and of course, the infamous call to his mommy there last week saying, well, maybe they say he's concussion-free, but they've got concussion-like symptoms. Well, they never actually said concussion-like symptoms. They said whiplash-like symptoms. Now, they are similar. You do get some nasty, I've known some people with whiplash, they do get nasty headaches, they do have some pain in that area, it is uncomfortable. So, it might not actually be a concussion, it might be whiplash, and the really unfortunate thing is sometimes whiplash can be as bad as a concussion because it's constant neck pain, it is constant headaches. Whether or not Reimer is going to be symptom-free anytime soon, whether or not we're going to see him before January 1st again, I don't know. Like I said, there's a very elaborate game being played here between the Leafs management and the media.
Definitely. And, I mean, I can understand why the Leafs are trying to keep tight-lipped about this, because the perception is that the Leafs' playoff hopes live and die with James Reimer. And to an extent, that's very true. But, I understand being afraid of the C word, but when it is getting so long and, we're getting the same messages of, these same concussion symptoms being leaked, Jonas Gustafsson saying he thought it was a concussion, I mean, stop BSing the fans.
Yeah, you know what? But at the same time, when you have to play Boston 4 more times this year, I mean, do you really want it known that your goaltender has a concussion when Milan Lucic is flying up the ice?
Okay, fair enough.
Just a thought.
Well, another thing I've thought of here was, I read this on the site I work on, District Sports Blog. Another worker there posted a blog about concussions and raising the question: will James Reimer, when he returns, be as good as he was before? Because we've seen this happen with players before. Concussions changes their whole life, their whole playing style, everything.
It's a good question, and there are players who, I mean, we need look no further than Mark Savard, for example, whose career has absolutely been ruined by them, and yet there are other players who just seem to really shrug them off and just keep on playing hard. I mean, you look at Mikhail Grabovski, he might have taken 2 in one game and had one of the greatest games of his career against the Bruins last season. It really does depend on the individual. Some guys, and the type of concussion they have, it ruin their careers. Other guys, they're out for a month, then they're back like nothing ever happened. So it really is dependent on the individual and whether or not, Reimer is one of those guys who is just a little more sensitive to these things than other people. Yep.
I mean, I guess we'll never really know until we see him back out there stopping shots. But I mean, hey, if we lose Reimer to concussion issues for the majority of the year, that's scary. That's very scary.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for our team, who seems to have no trouble scoring, but right now we just can't seem to keep the puck out of the net. So, well, folks, that about wraps it up for another edition of Sunday Morning Manager. Until next week, when we've got some more random thoughts and random topics to throw at you, I'm Sev.
I'm Happy Wiggle. Thanks for watching.